Welcome to my weekday. Every single morning, I log in to the various things, mail, IRC, cloud, TweetDeck. I clear out the backlog of stuff that happened overnight because the real world is European and I'm an American. Oh God, that's good coffee. I love this mug. Apparently it's not made anymore. Go figure. My coffee bucket. So yeah. And then I open this up. The IPViking Attack Map, the Internet Attack Map. It is called actually the DarkMatter Map by Norse Corp, the people that actually run this. And they follow me on Twitter now. They're cool people too. I like them. They're, of course, they're an internet security firm, so they're very security conscious. Duh. But I think I have my mic too close. Screw it. I'm not going to mess with it. Anyway, they're an internet security firm, so of course they're security conscious. It's a shocker there. But they are preaching the gospel of security at a point right now where a lot of people don't believe what they're saying. These guys are seeing these attacks. They're seeing these trends in attacks that nobody else knows about. It's not common knowledge, or maybe not nobody, but most of the common, average, everyday internet users, ooh, that's a big one, don't know about it. That's St. Louis getting nuked, by the way. Yeah. So, I'm at the southern end, in Texas. I'm down, can you see my mouse pointer? There it is. I'm down right here. I don't think that's us. I actually think that is Brownsville. I think Houston would be right over here between these 2 points, basically. But I think that's Dallas, if I understand correctly. And Dallas gets attacked quite a bit because Dallas is a major routing center. All of my internet traffic goes up through this point right here, and then it curves up to this giant point right here. See the problem? That point has been one of the top 3 targets for all of the attacks right now for the past like month or 2 or 3. It seems like it's been going on since early January. I started noticing in January. I really didn't start looking at the website until February. But it's gotten really bad lately. Really, really bad. And so I just, every morning I open this up and see if I'm going to be productive today. Some days, see, all the servers that I use, I have a wonderful hosting service that has sponsored me. And, that was a message via from Norse Corp via Twitter. Yeah. Even my friend Sace knows what this is. It's fascinating. Sace works in the IP, in the actual internet service industry, though. He works for a major company in Florida. I can't remember what their name is. Hi, Sace. Anyway. Yeah. I've been showing this map to more and more people. Way more and more people. And all of them say, oh, this data can't be real. It's probably a simulated loop of like a year's worth of capture that they're just kind of bouncing back and forth. No, first of all, there's timestamps on all these attacks down in the bottom left corner. Yes, that could be simulated. It could be faked. However, Norse has the logs for all of this data, and they can prove all of this data if you talk to them about it. And I actually did start talking to them about it and telling them, you know, hey, I've got a whole bunch of friends that are telling me this is just misrouted traffic. It's not actually all attacks. Well, let me tell you, buddy. This is the Norse DarkMatter platform. Let's see. The Norse DarkMatter platform is globally distributed distant early warning network of millions of dark sensors, honeypots, crawlers, and agents that deliver unique visibility into the internet and the darknets. Basically, darknets are the unreported and nefarious parts of the internet that I guess aren't supposed to exist or something. I'm not sure. I'm a little fuzzy on the concept of darknet, but I'm getting there. I bet Sace could tell me. Processing hundreds of terabytes daily. DarkMatter computes over 1,500 distinct risk factors for millions of IP addresses every day. The platform continuously analyzes traffic to identify the compromised hosts, the malicious botnets, anonymous proxies that aren't supposed to be there, and sources of attacks that other solutions miss. So basically, they have set up a network of sensors to capture all of this attack information. They're trying to use it as an early warning system to capture all these this attack information that a lot of other services apparently miss. And here's the scary part, okay? Let's go back to this. Woo! It's catching up now. Here we go. There's 2 major attacks you can actually see down here. The only thing I don't like is that when you go off the page, the activity pauses. When you come back, it's and it has to reanimate everything. Seattle and St. Louis. That's what it's been all the time lately. Anyway, this is 1%, less than 1%. This is an estimated less than 1% of the actual activity of this type that is happening on the internet. This is not misrouted traffic. It's not just bad routing from one ISP to another. This is actual active attacks constantly. And this is less than 1% of it, which means every time we see one of those massive clusters of nukes, e-nukes come off across the actual screen, that's probably only a fraction of the actual impact and the actual number of attacks from the actual sources. They're only catching parts of it because they are one security firm. But it's still the fact that this is more data of this type that I've seen in one place than I've ever seen anywhere else. It's sad. So, St. Louis, see, big attack right there. St. Louis is getting pounded. And as long as St. Louis is getting hammered, almost all of my Comcast traffic exits into the regular internet in St. Louis. I don't know if I can force it to reroute somewhere else. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm looking into the possibility of a VPN that maybe goes around the west side of the country. Maybe it goes around over here and exits somewhere up here. I think that'd be nice, because then I could just whoop, and I could probably skip all that St. Louis traffic, or maybe something that goes up the East Coast. I don't know. I gotta figure something out. Because right now, this is killing my productivity, and there is no signs of it stopping anytime soon. Yeah. So, I realize this is not breaking news. I realize there are people out there on the internet that are trained professionals, like my friend Sace, actually. Sace actually does work in the internet service industry, and he probably already knew about this website, and he probably already knows what it represents. But to the uneducated and the uninformed, this is a revelation, like to me. I didn't know about this until just a few months ago, and I'm just still learning what it actually means. So, I feel like I have just stepped out of my front door after like 7 or 8 years of being a shut-in, and suddenly realized that World War III happened. The entire world has been killed. You know, I'm the only person left. Twilight Zone style. I really do feel that way at certain points when I wind this up and I see all of these countries attacking us. And this is not an America thing. This is not a, well, we Americans are getting picked on. It just so happens that big chunks of the internet infrastructure are here. And lots of important things in the internet are here. It's not an America thing. It's just whatever. This is an internet thing. And it's pissing me off. So yes, this represents, according to Norse Corp representatives, this represents less than 1% of what's out there. You can apparently subscribe to this to get more data, and I'm tempted to subscribe to it because it has become my go-to source to see if I'm actually going to be doing anything today. on a day-to-day basis. And it might be useful to actually have a subscription to see more about what's going on. You know? What was that? Was that Kirksville? Yeah, it was Kirksville. Kirksville, Seattle, St. Louis. I don't know. Supposedly Kirksville has a massive collection of data centers in it for a whole bunch of major companies like AT&T, Verizon, Scottrade, Walmart, a whole bunch of companies like that. And St. Louis, I think, is where, somebody explained it to me. I'm trying to remember. St. Louis is where the East Coast and the West Coast, one of the places where the East Coast and the West Coast meet and cross-communicate, I think. And then Seattle has got another major data center there. It's not Amazon. It's actually some other third-party data center that's a mix of major companies. And according to what somebody said, it was the second largest in the United States, I think it was. The second largest data center in the entire United States. So, yeah. I don't know. So, I found some information out. And I thought I would share it with you. And see if maybe it would, I don't know, help you realize the importance of this and what's going on. Help you realize the significance of the fact that this map is lit up like all the time now. This morning actually seems to be relatively calm. There's a couple of waves that go across every few minutes, but I mean, for the most part, it is not an incessant barrage like it normally is. And see, that was an internal attack in China. No, that was China to Taiwan, sorry. That was still regional, though. So it seems kind of calm, you know. These occasional shots across are really at a lower, much lower volume than they were earlier in the week. Don't know. But yeah, this is less than 1%, ladies and gentlemen. And that scares the heck out of me. Have a great Friday.